That's genius. Thank you, Clay James and Irandere. That'd be the spookiest game ever. Okay, so 2, 2. Easy.
Scale. This is usually the value of 1. Let's create our player object.
Okay.
In this assignment, our player object will be a Unity sphere. From the Hierarchy Create menu, select Sphere.
Okay. Create 3D sphere. I can't even see it. Am I supposed to be able to see the sphere somewhere? Is it this? I found it. That's our ball guy. We're making Rock of Ages 2.
Tell me about it.
I will. It's gonna have features. Thanks, Paul the Awkward. Appreciate it, man.
Rename the sphere Player.
Player. Like me.
Reset the
Is your
transform
grid
to
on? No. He told me to turn it off.
make sure it's at origin.
Oh, shit. Reset.
Select Edit, Frame Selected, or use the F key while the cursor is over the scene view
Ball!
to focus our scene view camera on our game object. See how the sphere is buried in the plane? This is because both game objects are in the exact...
Wait, he has his grid? I don't... What? Why does he have that now? Hold on a second. Ah, there we go. That's the wireframe.
same location in the scene, the origin point, or 0, 0, 0 on the X, Y, and Z axes. We need
I like this. We're learning together.
to move the player's sphere up until it rests on the plane.
Okay, so we gotta move it up. Easy peasy. Zoop. There. Looking beautiful.
All Unity primitive objects, cubes, spheres, capsules, have a standard size. They are either 1 by 1 by 1 or 1 by 2 by 1 Unity units. As such, we simply lift the player object up by half a unit in the y-axis, and we know it is lying perfectly on top of the plane.
Oh. Oh, we're almost perfectly there. We were 0.1 higher than we needed to be. Wow. Look at us. We're great. What?
If we look at the game view, we can see that the player game object is lit and it casts a shadow on the plane. All new Unity scenes come with a default skybox and a directional light to represent the sun, so we don't need to worry about setting up any default lighting. What could be improved, however, is the white player sphere on the white background.
He said white.
Let's add some color to our background, so there is some contrast between the player and the playfield.
How do you do it?
To add color or texture to a model, we need to use a material.
Okay.
We won't go into the details of materials now, and we won't be using any textures.
Okay.
We will simply use a standard material to add color to the objects in our scene.
Okay.
First, let's create a new folder in our project to hold our materials.
Is this where I can
We
put
can do this
Bazinga
by
on
using the
everything?
project's Create menu and selecting Folder.
Create folder.
Rename this folder Materials.
Okay. Holy crap. Where's rename? It shouldn't be this hard to find it. Oh my god. Oh my god, where's rename at? Holy shit, I can't find rename. Is there... Am I stupid? Where's rename at? What's going on? Just double click. It's not working. It needed a lot of them. Alright, we're good.
With the Materials folder selected, use the project's Create menu again, and this time select Material.
Okay. Selected. Create. Oh God. Create material. Ooh.
Note how the material was created in the Materials folder. This is because we had the folder selected when we chose to create our new material. Rename this material Background.
Okay.
Select the material and
God.
under Main...
Sorry, don't get ahead of me. Slow your roll. Holy crap. F2. Background.
Maps, the first property is Albedo.
Albedo.
Click on the albedo's color field to open a color picker.
Albedo. Okay. I want blue. I want this color. This is like my favorite color of blue. Roughly around here.
Change the color to a nice dark shade of blue. In our case,
He gets
I
a
will
good
use
taste.
the RGB values of 0, 32, and 64.
That's a good color too.
For a preview of the material, make sure that the preview window is
So just, oh God. Wait, what? Oh, we're good. I guess it just closed on its own.
open.
Okay, so if I just... Okay. Oh, no. I know what I'm doing. Never mind.
To apply the texture
Wait.
to the plane,
No, I don't. What's
preview
happening?
of the material, make sure that the preview window is open.
There's a preview window on the bottom here? Hey! Look at that! Thank you, Tenothatic. I'm sorry. Tauthanetic? Fantantic? Thank you.
To apply the texture to the plane, simply select the material in the project view and drag it onto the plane.
Oh,
in
you
the
can
scene.
just drag it? That's sick! That's so cool! I didn't know you could drag it. That's cool. Can I do the same for the ball? I want to do the same for the ball. I want to do the same for the ball. Okay. All right. We're gonna go off the grid here. More. All right. Rick's going off the grid. Okay. Material. Okay. Player. Player material. We're going off the grid. Okay. Metallic. We're gonna make our ball metallic. Metallic A. We're gonna make a marble. Oh, we made a marble. Can we also give him a different color too? Can we do that? Can we do both? Can I make it? You can. This is super. This is cool. I'm already really enjoying this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that orange. Look at that orange. Look at this. It's like a gold, dude. We got a gold marble. Yes. I'm really happy. I like making shit. Making shit's like my favorite thing. That's why I love. That's why I'll never let anyone edit my videos. I just love making shit.
Scene view. Now the player stands out on the dark blue background. I want to make one additional change that will help us later in this project. I want to rotate.
Question. What if I edit this now? Will this automatically update? It does. That's cool. That's actually really cool. I like that. Interesting. Okay. Crap. Actually, what was his? I kind of want his blue. His blue looks really nice. His blue is a solid background choice. I'm sorry, sir. Go back to your RGB values.
32 and 64.
03264. 64. That's not a bad blue. I'll take that.
For a preview of the material, make sure that the preview window is open.
All right.
To apply the texture to the plane, simply select the material in the project view and drag it onto the plane in the scene view. Now the player stands out on the dark blue background. I want to make one additional change that will help us later in this project.
What's that?
I want to rotate the main directional light so that we have better lighting on our player.
Oh, yeah?
Select the directional light, and in the transform component, change the transform rotation on the y-axis to 60.
Directional light? Mine was -30.
This will give better shape to our player's sphere. Now we have a player game object and a background play field.
Next. Yep, okay. Next up. This is fun. I like this.
Now we are going to move the
15
player
minutes.
game object.
Oof.
First, let's think through how we want this player game object to behave. We want to have the sphere roll around on the game area,
Or make it
bump
golf
into
it too.
walls, stay on the ground, and not fly off into space. We want to be able to collide with our collectible game objects and pick them up when we do. This requires physics. To use physics, the game
wait,
object...
I should probably make a tweet that we're learning right now, because I know some people were really excited about this, and I tweeted that we're doing Batman. So let me make another quick real tweet, or a quick tweet real quick. I'm sorry, I don't know how to type. I can't talk, dude. I know people are really excited about learning. Okay, so let's learn Unity instead. Okay. Also, let me tell Psychobilly so she knows I'm not ditching her. Okay, now we're good.
Object needs a rigid body component attached. To attach a new component, we must first select the game object.
What was that
we
button
want
thing about? It's Quack Bun.
to attach the component to. In this case, we will select our player game object.
Okay.
Then we can either choose the component menu
Uh-huh.
and select physics rigid body, which would attach this component to the game object we have selected, or use the add component button in the inspector, choosing physics rigid body.
Oh shit, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So, player, component, physics, rigid body. This right here. Okay. Chibi Starshine. Thank you. Alright, sorry. I was just responding to Psycho Bills. Oh, this is mine. I gotta go to his. Wait. There we go.
Either way, this attaches the rigid body component to the selected game object. If we choose to, we can rearrange the order of the components on the game object using the context-sensitive gear menu in the
Oh,
upper
nice.
right of the component. Doing this has no effect on the performance of our game. However, having a consistent order to the components on our game objects may help us speed up our development by keeping or maintaining an organized project in hierarchy. Don't forget, you can collapse or expand the component view by clicking on the component's title bar. We should note that whenever we do this, this will also toggle the relevant gizmos for that component in the scene view.
Okay.
Now we need to get the
Gotcha.
player object moving under our control. To do this, we need to get input from our player through the keyboard, and we need to apply that input to the player game object as forces to move the sphere in the scene. We will do this by using a script that we attach to the player game object.
Fuck, we're scripting!
First, let's create a folder in our project view to hold our script assets.
Oh no.
In the project view, click on the Create menu and choose Create Folder.
Uh-oh.
Rename this folder Scripts.
Uh-oh. Okay. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous, guys. Don't get nervous. Don't panic. We know nothing about C hash plus or anything.
Next, let's create a new C# script.
C#.
To create a new script, we have some choices. We can choose Assets Create to
Okay.
create our new C# script,
Uh-huh.
or we can use the Create menu in the project view.
Yep. Okay. Create this. Okay.
But what might be more efficient in this case would be to select the player game object and use the Add Component button in the inspector. The Add Component menu contains the selection New Script.
Okay.
This allows us to both create and attach a script in one step. First, let's name this script Player Controller.
I'm sorry, go back?
The Add Component menu contains... But what might be more efficient in this case would be to select the player game object and use the
Oh, fuck. What did you hit?
Add Component button in the inspector. The Add Component menu contains the selection New Script.
New script.
This allows us to
Okay.
both create and attach a script in one step. First, let's name this script Player Controller.
Fuck.
We can choose the language of the script, which will be C#, and then click on Create and Add, or simply hit the Return or Enter key to confirm our selection. Unity will create, compile, and attach this script to our selected game object.
Yes.
We should note this way of creating a script will create that script asset on the root or top level of our project view.
Okay.
We will need to move the asset into the scripts directory in order to maintain an organized project view.
Okay.
If we select the script in our project view, we see a preview of the script asset in the inspector, but this text is not editable.
Oh, shit.
Let's open the script.
Oh, boy.
We can do this a number of ways.
Okay.
When we are inspecting a game object using the script, we can use the context-sensitive gear menu. We can double-click on the script asset in the project view,
Okay.
or we can use the Open button in the inspector when we have the script selected in our project view.
Oh, fuck us. Okay. What's this gonna open up? What the fuck? Sure. Okay. Don't get nervous, guys. We got this. Be calm and stable.
This will open our script in our preferred script editor. First, let's remove the sample code provided in the base script. Next,
Oh god, wait. Slow your fucking roll, dude. Chill out. Okay. Keep the bottom one, get rid of this one. I've done very basic scripting before. Very, very basic. So, relax.
code provided in the base script. Next, let's think. What do we want to do with this script?
I don't
We want
know.
to check every frame for
Wait.
player input. And then we want to apply.
No. Mine has an extra line. Oh, shit. It's not going to be a big deal.
Apply that input to the player game object every frame as movement. Where will we check for and apply this input? We have two choices: update and fixed update. Update is called before rendering a frame, and this is where most of our game code will go.
Okay. Was that the squiggly like this? No. It was this one. And then he puts in this squiggly. Oh god. Like that. Right? There's a space here. Okay. Okay.
Fixed update, on the
Void
other hand,
space
is called just before
fixed.
performing any physics calculation.
Okay. This is after all this. Void fixed update. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Alright, go back over what do these do again?
And fixed update.
Is that a child? Yeah, that's my niece.
Update is called before rendering a frame, and this is where most of our game code will go.
Okay.
Fixed update, on the other hand, is called just before performing any physics calculations,
Okay.
and this is where our physics code will go. We will be moving our ball by applying forces to the rigid body. This is physics, so we will put our code in fixed update. What code do we need to
Okay.
write?
Okay. So this is unnecessary for this moment. Gotcha. What do you want from me?
We know we need input, but how do we find out more? There is a shortcut in MonoDevelop that searches the Unity API. On the Mac, it's Command plus single quote, and on the PC, it's Control plus single quote. Select the item you want to research, in our case, input, and hold down the Command or Control key and type the single quote button. This search
What? Wait, what? That's neat. Cool. Alright. God, I have so many effing windows, though. I'm trying to watch you, though. Oh, God, not DuckTales. not DuckTales.
search brings up every reference in our documentation related to input. Select Input at the top, interface into the input system. This brings up the page on input. This is the page on the input class. We use this class to read the axes set up in the input manager and to access multi-touch and accelerometer data on mobile devices.
Okay.
We read the text on the top of the page to understand how to use the class.
Ah, shit. Alright, gang, we gotta read. Ah, heck. Okay. Alright. To read and access, use input.get. Fuck! I'm trying to read!
Hey Cry, I've had a really shitty day and I broke up with my boyfriend, please make it better. I mean you usually do, but I'ma need you to try it extra hard today. Please and thank you.
Alright. Alright, check it out. Easy. This is all I gotta do. Is this you right now? Stupid, do it like this. God. Feel better, boo. To read and access, use input. Get access with one of the following default accesses. Horizontal and vertical are mapped to joystick. A, W, S, and D, and the arrow keys. Mouse X and mouse Y are mapped to the mouse delta. Oh God, this is all a bit much for me right now, I think. Fuck. Alright, you know what? We'll save that for later.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Naomi, for tier 3 again. God fucking damn it. Oh wow, already. It feels like it's yesterday where this button appeared last. The give me love and money song. Or something. Opie. Fuck. Thank you very much, Naomi. That's very sweet of you. Goddamn.
In our case, to get input from the player on all platforms, including mobile devices. Under the description is a list of class variables and class functions.
Okay.
The class variables hold information, like the number of touches in touch count, or a reference to the default gyroscope with gyro.
Oh God.
The class functions do something for us. In our code, we will be using input get access. When we find the item we want, we click on the link to bring up a page on the function or the variable.
Wait a second. Are you telling me this is gonna have like cheat sheet shit where I could just drag and drop it? Programming so easy. Someone else did everything. Perfect. This is great.
Let's look at input get access. This page includes the signature of the function, a description of the function, and code snippets showing how to use it in Unity's JavaScript and C#. We will be using C#. For more information on the input manager and input get
And
access,
before Stack Overflow the whole thing, is that a bad thing? What's that even mean? I know that's a bad thing. What does it mean though? Cry, you literally don't have to write a single line of code to make a game in Unity. What are you doing? What?
see the
This guy says I have to.
lessons linked below. We will be using input get access in a very similar way to the code snippet. Let's return to our script and write our code. Float move horizontal equals input get access horizontal.
Oh, fuck.
Float
Oh, fuck. This is going to be vertical?
move vertical equals input get access vertical. This grabs the input from our player through the keyboard.
Oh, fuck, man. All right. That's fine. We'll do it. We got this. All right. Okay. Here, we'll make this smaller. This is way too big. Okay. Okay. Float. Move horizontal equals input dot get axis. Oops. Horizontal. Sorry. Float. Move vertical. Input dot get axis. Vertical. Coding is easy. Do you space or tab? We need to know. It's important, tabs and spaces. What? What did I do wrong? I fucked one up. Phew. I did it. I did it, right? That's it. This looks right to me. Tabs? What? Spaces? What? I'm confused. I fucked up. What did I do? What? 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 Hold on a second. What am I doing wrong? What? What? What did I do wrong? That's literally what he has in the thing, right? I'm so confused. What did I do? What the fuck? Oh no. You guys suck. I think it's you space but what did I what? What's hold on a second. Hold on a second. I don't fucking get what you're talking. You're fuck you.
Keyboard. The float variables move horizontal and move vertical record the input from the horizontal and vertical axes, which are controlled by the keys on the keyboard. Our player game object uses a rigid body and interacts with the physics engine. We will use this input to add forces to the rigid body and move the player game object in the scene. To know more about how to apply forces to the rigid body, let's check the documentation. Type rigid body into our script. Now select.
Okay, I know where he's going with this. I get this. Alright. Enter. Rigid body. And then I select what? Rigid body. Then I do this again.
Rigid body and hold down the Command key on the Mac or the Control key on the PC and type single quote. Again, this brings up a page with the search term rigid body. We want to click on rigid body. This brings up the rigid body page.
Right.
If we want to apply force to our player game object, we need to do something. So let's look at the functions available to the rigid body class.
Okay.
We read the descriptions until we find the one we want. In this case, let's choose add force. This adds a force to the rigid body. As a result, the rigid body will start moving. Click the link and we go to the page on add force. We can see the signature of the function at the top of the page. This signature tells us we need a vector 3 and an optional force mode to add force to our rigid body. What is a vector 3? For more detailed information on vector 3, please see the information linked below. But in simple terms, the vector 3 holds 3 decimal values in one container. This makes it easy for us to move around and use values for things like a force in 3D space, which requires a value for force on each of the X, Y, and Z axes. Or to describe a rotation, which would also require a value for each of the X, Y, and Z axes. All of our documentation pages are linked together.